just to present you first what is EIT Foods. We will have also Fernandez from EIT Foods talking today with us. EIT Foods, it's an organism created by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology from the European Commission. So this is an organism that is present in all the European countries and has the goal of creating a community of diverse food sector partners to drive innovation and entrepreneurship across Europe. So in all the countries you will have an entity that will represent EIT Foods, and the goal is to create a network and a community of relevant stakeholders that are connected with the food industry that want to change them, to change the industry and improve it. EIT Food has 6 strategic objectives as overcome low consumer trust, create consumer valued food for healthier nutrition, build a consumer-centric connected food system, enhance sustainability through resource stewardship, educate to engage and innovate and advance, and also catalyze food entrepreneurship and innovation. So this organism has, in all the activities that they have in their portfolio, all of them contribute to these strategic goals.
So today we will talk the revolution beneath our feet, exploring regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture describes the farming and grazing practices that, among other benefits, reverse climate change by rebuilding soil organic matter and restoring degraded soil biodiversity. So regenerative agriculture is an holistic land management practice that leverages plant photosynthesis to close the carbon cycle, build soil health, crop resilience, and nutrient density. It improves soil health primarily through the practices that increase organic matter. This not only aims in increasing soil health and biota diversity, but also increases biodiversity above and below the soil surface while increasing both water holding capacity and sequestering carbon at greater depths, thus drawing down the levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide and improving soil structure and reverse soil loss. Research continues to reveal the damaging effect to soil from tillage, application of agricultural chemicals, salt-based fertilizers, and carbon mining. Regenerative agriculture reverses this paradigm to build for the future.
So I described some of the global challenges that we are facing, in part because of conventional agricultural practices. EIT Food is implementing this program in mainly Southern Europe and in Eastern Europe. And in Southern Europe in particular, farmers are facing particular problems, serious problems. Climate change is causing extreme weather conditions. Means that farming is becoming a very risky business. As I said before, we're losing soil fertility. There's tremendous erosion due to the lack of fertility, the lack of soil structure. There's thinning profit margins for farmers because there's a declining price for the produce that they sell and higher input cost. And there's a structural problem in that young people are interested in continuing with the family farming businesses. End result has been that agriculture has become entirely dependent on the CAP subsidies for survival.
What happened? After so many years of traveling, I decided to buy a farm. It was something I wanted to do since a long time. And finally, I bought it here in Portugal. I'm very happy about it. 7 hectares of land. It was a classic Portuguese farm with a lot of being exploited for a long time in the, let's say now, conventional way, using a lot of chemicals, using pesticides, herbicides, and so on and so on. So it was quite different from how it is now. And what I found here was something particular. Also a community, especially foreign community of people like me, buying farms around here and turning them, most of them buying farms or just farmland, also farmhouses altogether, like me, and transforming them, and most of them going to regenerative agriculture, organic agriculture. Some of them are not officially farmers like me, but the trend is that. And I found practically with which I could communicate, I could work together. And I started immediately 11 years ago to apply regenerative agriculture on my farm. Why I bought also a farm? Because I was aware that our system, our socio-economical system, was starting to have some problems. And I was expecting a big crisis. I was expecting first maybe the climate crisis. Instead, it was a pandemic. And I have to say, that it was a lot easier to weather the pandemic period, especially last year, here on the farm, that maybe in downtown Milano, like certain friends of mine.
So Paco is an agricultural engineer from the University of Cordoba. He has a master in plant health and agroforestry ecosystems from the Polytechnic University of Valencia. He has always been connected to agriculture and livestock, and he belongs to the fourth generation of dairy cattle and goat farmers in his family. After finishing his academic training, he started a project to transform the family livestock farm into an experimentation and environmental education center called El Recife Viejo. For 7 years, he has been advising pasture farms in the southern of the Iberian Peninsula, especially on farmers affected by La Seca, which is a disease affecting Quercus genus on a total of more than 12,000 hectares. The method applied are based on sustainable and regenerative management of ecosystems, following the natural principles that govern them. These are agricultural and livestock farms that used to manage the land in an extractive and short-term manner, and that thanks to the advice received, they have changed their vision, moving towards a more holistic and integrated production systems, thus beginning the rejuvenation and recovery of the forests.